I was about to start, but then I accidentally threw my phone under my desk. So I'll be just a minute while I find where that is. Somehow throwing my phone has opened Duolingo on it. Don't know how that was possible. It wasn't even unlocked. Actually crazy, but hi! Hi, gamers. We're still on the starting soon screen because I want to show it off more. Look at it. All in all, it was probably a good thing I accidentally deleted my starting soon screen last stream because it gave me the incentive to, the incentive to, I'm gonna fix how the chat box looks. Actually, work on making my new one. And we got the new one. I drew the assets myself. I drew the little guy. And it does say Redacted Ghost. I know this channel isn't Redacted Ghost yet, but it will be eventually. Hopefully. When I get around to it. Thank you. I'm still working on it. It's still a trial and error. But I like it. It's fun. We also have a new ending screen, and I'm just realizing now that I actually never set up the ending screen. So you guys are gonna sit with me while I send the assets to myself and set it up right now. You were gonna have to wait until the end of the stream to see it, but oopsie. Forgot to set it up. I also need to set up the when the offline screen. I forgot to set that up as well. Whoopsie. Okay. There we go. Sent the files to myself. I love. Thank you. Save. There we go. Sure. Okay, create new screen. Look at that. You guys are with me on my behind the scenes journey that I forgot to do beforehand. Look. No peeking. No peeking. We're not ending. I'll add all like the follower goals, sub goal alerts, chat box that later. But for now. I also need to make a new there's no game screen. Right now it's literally just like purple water. I need to make a new one of that. That's something else I should do before I rebrand over. Alright. Let's close that. We're back with the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Gaming gamers. We gotta be getting close to the end. I was gonna stream on actual case day. I think the 14th or something was actual case day. But then I ended up doing a recording session for my new YouTube channel that day instead. So if you want to... So we got a couple videos already recorded. I just gotta actually edit them. I'm learning to do fun edits just for that channel. And nothing else. Nothing else will get fun edits. Ever. Alright. Let's continue. Turnabout ablaze. Middle. The Yatagarasu's true identity. Yeah, we're still in the middle of the case. It's long. These finale cases are always long. I'm willing to bet my entire wallet that something traumatic will happen and Miles will be sad. Probably. Yeah, March 14th. Yeah. I was gonna, but then I ended up recording instead. Whoopsie. It's all good. March 14th, 11:33 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis Lobby. No. Hey, gang. The whole party's here. Agent Lang. Lang Ji says... Little cubs never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves. These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Whoa, Mr. Prosecutor. The counterfeit bills made with Bobbly's ink. They were all of Zhang Fa denominations. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zhang Fa is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the House of Lang on this. The House of Lang. And I've come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zhang Fa. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Oh, so sad. Agent Lang, Don't start. It's not your fault. Let's kiss about it. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Carcass, you fool. Curse your empty brain. You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. Shana, let's go. Time to return to our den. No, we need to talk to her. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Agent Lang, oh! Gumshoe! Okay. You! Wolfman and the secretary lady! Hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gumshoe? Have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yup, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, Detective. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Shana, I'd like to ask you something, if you don't mind. Why'd you do it? Why'd you kill him? Yes. How exactly did you fail to see the Yatagarasu? When you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Kochin was killed. I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babal investigation at all. So I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Are we cutting to black, or are we actually getting an explanation, is the question. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. You don't want to know the dark and terrible secrets of my mind. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well. I'll supervise you until the end. Is she seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Cross-examination time? Yo! They did it in unison. That's so cool. I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocence, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony. You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw? That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatagarasu. Pretended. What do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what Kay's mystery person did. Kay, if you could please explain for us what the person you were chasing did. Okay, you got it. I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage of the Babalee side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor. Can do. Okay. I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babalee's embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until the sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatagarasu run into Mr. Kochin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. Couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light. But then... Ah! Who's there? By the time I turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door. Oh, and how do you know that with such certainty? That's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person. Her? Oop.
Take that!
Because she was in the other room. Your answer is Shana. Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatagarasu had used the door. When Kei screamed upon discovering Mr. Kochin's body, the Yatagarasu would have run right into Agent Shana, who was in the next room over. Agent Shana, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Oh, hey, I didn't get a chance to read that. You see, therefore the Yatagarasu could not have escaped through the door as not so fast. It just means that the creep slipped out before Shina made it out into the hallway. I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway. A certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream... I ran toward Mr. Kochin's office from the opposite direction of Agent Shanaz, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him was just an explanation of what happened. I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna make a joke, but we're just gonna keep going on. Yes, I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well. Of yet another possible escape route the Yatagarasu could have taken. I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? This would be the perfect time. LeBron, my love. The revolving wall on the Bobalese side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end. What was all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics. Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that. Well, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists... Are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yatagarasu's escape? No. Because this was not at the same time. I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I know now that to be impossible. Now I realize you may not know this, but... Humans can't fly. You got me there. What? They can't? What do you mean? What do you mean humans can't fly? I can't believe how many cases there's been. Oh my god. Of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be of the Yatagarasu's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the Yatagarasu that Kei was chasing after. You can say whatever you'd like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence. You might say that evidence is everything. Ooh. Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. Oh, yeah. Do I just present the photo itself? Or do I present the fires? Because it was taken during the first fire. And the murder was during the second.
Take that!
Okay, that worked. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the Yatagarasu Kei saw. Kei spotted the Yatagarasu heading for the 3rd floor during the second fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the first fire. Yeah, way to go! That's twice you've bit him in the butt now. Nobody's biting me in the butt. We're not done yet. You still have to explain what the shadow is. And how the Yatagarasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. Huh, as I thought, but that doesn't matter. Because the photo is irrelevant to what we're trying to prove. We're trying to prove an escape route, and we just proved that the photo is not the escape route. So the photo is currently, to this case, irrelevant evidence. As I thought. However, the Yatagarasu's escape route? Now that I can answer. You can. Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me.
Hold it!
Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Babalee side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Shina, explained in my stead? Shina is my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Oh, that's sweet. So the photo's not the escape route? Huh. What if the photo is the escape route, though? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Shina, you've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Ooh. Don't know how I feel about that smile. Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Shina and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalee's embassy? Alright. During the first Babalee's fire, I insisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that had appeared in a babal. Okay. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yatagarasu even exists. Oh, it does exist. And it's you, lady! It's you! And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Cochin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi, is that correct? She's not suspicious. Yep. Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. It makes her a suspect as well, okay? Even if we didn't have the fireplace evidence, the fact that she's there and no one can corroborate her alibi makes her suspicious. And it wasn't when Agent Shana tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner? Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I'll make no excuse for what I did in that situation. And you should apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal. I'm sorry. Shana, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Shana. Then let's put that to the test and see if she really is worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. Okay, assistant putting out the fire. Sure. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu. Sure. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Sure. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. Okay, you should have, because that's where he escaped. And we know he escaped there. Because it was used. Being in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office is the problem with your testimony. Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace? Huh. Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabasta isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces. Every country has secret connecting fireplaces. It's a staple of a country. What? The fireplace in Mr. Cochin's office holds the exact same secret. What? The Yatagarasu didn't escape to the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Oh. Now do you see? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Shana. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Shana? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Ooh. Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the coat. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one who chased after her. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Cochin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Shana. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. Is there a wedding going on? How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal. Ooh. Shana. Oh, she's scary. Yeah, me too! Me too, buddy! No way! I absolutely called that last stream. Oh my god. That is Callisto you. That is Callisto. That's her laugh. Oh my god. I can't believe I knew that she kind of looked similar to her. Oh my god. Yes. That laugh. Oh my god. Oh, they're just spelling it out. I remember this irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Shina, what's wrong with you? Ooh, pff, I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. And the prosecutors of this country really are all so very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? Think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Ooh. Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babal was used recently. Okay. We know it was used recently. Yeah.
Take that!
I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Palladino's testimony... Oh. Hello? Okay. He said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin. Oh. The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe somebody cleaned them up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Palladino said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Cochin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ash as proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. Lang is just standing here so confused, I bet. He's just like, what the hell are you guys on about? He's the only person here who is not there. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony or wrap up this absurd case once and for all. I don't know if this is going to be the last testimony. Just a hunch, this is still the middle of the chapter. We're not even in the end yet. Shina's rebuttal. In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? That's fair. That's a valid argument. So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation. And we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cochin's office. That's just not true. There was a lot of suspicious things in his office. Pfft. There you have it, my counter-argument. Oh. That's very impressive. She has seen through to the fact that I've yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? Aww. That's sweet. That's really sweet to say. If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. Oh, look at Edgeworth becoming a good mentor. Oh. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her from me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Shina, please, show me you're someone I can trust. Oh, poor Agent Lang. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match. You'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply can't allow for her to escape from me again. Is she gonna end up escaping? Is that why this is still just the middle of this final case? Very well then. Agent Shina, shall we begin? I'm ready when you are. Okay, I have some questions. Some questions, lady. Oh my god! Controller, stop it. We're in the middle of a very important testimony. Okay, the rotating wall. Yeah, it's a fair argument. Can't really argue. I don't think we have any argument for that. The coat is probably covered in like ashes and stuff. But the fact that she said that there's nothing suspicious is just a lie. We found a ton of suspicious garbage. What was it? The counterfeit bills? Yeah.
Objection!
I didn't find anything suspicious at all. I highly doubt that. But I didn't. You could even ask the other men. Well, then you're a crap investigator. I don't need to, for I found what you should have a while ago. Excuse me? In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. What in the... Ugh. That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Oh, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Okay, fine. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see, there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence, anyway. Speaking of things that you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more. Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence. Very well. I'll show her the hidden piece of evidence that her and her fellow Interpol agents missed. Oh, yeah. Wire.
Take that.
We found that in the clock. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. And what exactly is this supposed to mean? Why are you so nervous about it? Length of wire? So what about it? I'll tell you what. We found this in the Bobolese embassy not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office. You found that at the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder? So I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when you say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room, and that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is complete. The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Shina. And is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the 3rd floor was because the person knew that there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we come to see that Agent Shina was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. In that case, there's one location that no one has yet to inspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location. The room, Shina was in, yeah? No one's been in there.
Take that.
The location, Agent Shina, is of course the room you've claimed to have examined. We're gonna find, like, her coat and stuff, aren't we? I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth? Do you really think that Miss Shina's the Yatagarasu? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is. Then I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. Can you prove that she's the Yatagarasu? But can you prove she's the Yatagarasu is the question. If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he'll find, then I should be able to. And just what are you hoping he'll find? Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu. And what did you find out by doing that? First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash in Bobolese ink. Oh, the ink! Oh, interesting. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. But is it really worth so little? Because the Bobbly's ink burns green, right? And wasn't that like a big thing? No one knew what got burned to make the green flame. Was it the coat? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove. Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh, so what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. The coat! The coat!
You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing.
Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Chanel, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it? Pfft. Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. You really want to say that that coat belongs to you? Because you know that we're examining it. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now?
Hold it!
These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. Yeah, if you're under suspicion, they're evidence, lady. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
Objection!
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say, let them look at your stuff, Shina. Lang? Shina, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright. Go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let us begin. So which of Agent Shina's belongings are you going to examine, sir? The coat. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir. Okay. It appears that you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Shina. The Etogarasu that case saw was wearing a coat. I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when he went through the fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. What about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. Phoenix left is woke. Oh my god.
I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie?
Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can. What? How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat. This is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I had been hoping to find a coat that the person Kay saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains. Thank you for the hydrate. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat. The ink. The ink.
Take that!
Bobbly's ink? Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Palladino, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point of mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bobbly's ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Bobbly's ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do, and I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I prove that the dark substance on the coat is Bobbly's ink. Burn it. Burn it. We can find out whether that is Bobbly's ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're gonna prove that it's Bobbly's ink. Yes, if you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what that dark substance is. Shina, sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something.
Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs.
Kay! Shh! Stop it! Stop incriminating yourself. Then if I could please have one, Kay, we can get this experiment underway. Ooh, there's an animation for it. Don't... Oh! I was gonna say, don't throw it on the floor. You're gonna cause a third fire. The flame. It's the same color as the flame's wit crystal oil produces. Which means... Bobbly's ink is a product of wit crystal oil. And when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing. Miss Shina, you're the fake Yatagarasu. You're the one who killed my father. It's about time you came clean, Agent Shina. Or should I say, Callisto Yu. Who the hell is Callisto Yu? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? I'd never even seen a joke before in my life. Pff, Callisto Yu? I never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. It's nice to have everyone on my side for once in one of these games. If this was a Phoenix Wright game, everyone would be like, no, she's not Callisto, you gotta prove it more. Gosh, there's no way. You're making things up. You're crazy. I mean, in this one, everyone's just like, yeah, that's Callisto. We're not stupid. Oh, really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto Yu woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me.
Objection!
The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world. Damn! Bars. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove she is Callisto Yu? Probably. I do. It's something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. What was it? The perfume, yes.
Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth.
I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto Yu with this, and clip this Yatagarasu's wings for good.
No, her perfume!
Take that!
Ooh. My controller vibrated. It scared me, because I set it down on the table for a second. This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto Yu. It will. Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. Do fingerprints stay preserved for that long? Even if she, like, kept it perfect, like... I don't know.
This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I've preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Byrne Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades.
Okay, I believe you. She got me. She got me. I was doubting her. She came in with the clutch. All right. Good on you, freaking, like, 12-year-old Kay. How old were you? 12? I can't remember. 7? 7-year-old Kay.
Which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one.
We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Shina. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? No. Oh my god. That is a horrifying sprite. What the hell? It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto, you. So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time 7 years ago. Shina, you're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. Damn. So you were a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who has been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time. Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you. This is such, like, happy, cheery music for finding out the main villain. Callisto, you. The woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu. That's right. Callisto, you. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Interesting. Callisto, you, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Ooh. Punch her! Punch her! Kay, don't. You... I'll never forget you for what you did to my father. Pfft, you really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty. Oh! Oh no! Kay? You let Kay go right now, pal. You despicable.
Let go of me, you filthy... Ugh.
You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu.
But that's impossible. My father was the one who created Little Thief.
Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be 1 step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... neither? Assuming that's where it wants me to go? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Burn Faraday nor Callisto U. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu. How very perceptive of you.
No way.
The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed.
Mr. Edgeworth. No. I refuse to believe this.
The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Ooh, that's a cool frame of Callisto. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor will be well versed in the ways of a criminal. Okay. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. Oh! Oh! That's good. That's good. Detective Bad. Let's go. I love Detective Bad. He's awesome. It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all and hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu. You. I've been looking for you a long time. 7 long years. But I finally got you. Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team.
If you were such a great team, then why'd you kill my father 7 years ago?
Why, indeed. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill.
How can you say that?
I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. Uh-oh. And this time, I won't miss. Oh, no. Stop. You! Kay! It's over, Sheena. Oh.
Your leg.
Oh. Agent Lang. You idiot. What were you thinking, jumping in front of my gun like that? Oh. What do you think? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you. Lang, dude. No. You really are an idiot. You know that. That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey, sis. Yes. I want you to conduct a full-body search. She now might have another weapon on her.
All right. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please.
Sir! Hey, I found something. Oh, it's the knife. What is this, sir? Looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing it up the blade with this handle. Okay. What else would we present? He literally told us what to present. I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly. This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm going to return this Bobbly's life now. Alright? I trust that you'll make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Palliino. Bobbly's knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto Yu. Okay, but who murdered the other guy? For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Alabastian knife. Switched the handles, and then took the original blade of the Bobbly's knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up?
Objection!
You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it.
Problems? In what respect?
What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewater Land, I knew right away that you were Byrne Faraday's daughter. Uh-huh. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me? Yes. I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight, so I thought to use you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I'd planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were going to take a little thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key.
Then the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday? You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it?
In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. If it wasn't an especially pleasant assignment.
Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu?
Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning.
From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean?
The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day.
Oh, interesting. There's more. So there's more. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? So we haven't even found out who the leader is. Then the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings.
Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Shana? I guess I should tell you, then, that I was the one who set the Babalese embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then why start 2 fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait, I mean, Miss Shina? Yes. When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such a pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Edgeworth? About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, as you will. She didn't kill anyone? Huh. Interesting. Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, Agent Lang? Mark my words, I'm not done here and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. Oh, it's a little waddle. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? It's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed. That smuggling ring is the real... That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. I read that wrong. It was so wrong. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Gem and Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of soil stuck on the ends of these sticks. Interesting. Hair sticks with a candy stripe pattern on them. There's some dirt on the tips. Well, I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. Aww. It was down to the wire. We almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring. You, the Yatagarasu we're chasing after. Oops. The legend of that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you.
Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also part of the Yatagarasu?
As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you.
Uncle Bad.
Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right?
Unfortunately, it isn't.
Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh. Detective Bad. Wait, no. You are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, here. I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Yatagarasu stole from my office. Oh, wait, what?
Oh.
Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. Oh my god! I did not see that coming. What the hell? It was bad all along? Damn. Okay, okay. Oh. So the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means... What? To tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. No! That's how we formed the Yatagarasu. Oh, this is so cool. That's so cool. And vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring. Including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate? We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. Oh. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. But then, it was finally time. We'd finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for us, for it. Ooh.
But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident?
After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. That's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, CCU. She never had a sister. That's messed up. That's messed up. What the hell? What? Then that means... Shina wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto Yu was another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. Oh my god. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file. Please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there. Try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. But why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG-8 incident, 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. Ooh! Oh, it's got Babali's ink on it. So you mean the cards were written in Babali's ink? The fact that the card that Kochin was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The great thief, they used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. Interesting. Evidence from KG-8 card containing orders from boss smuggling ring to Kochin. And one more thing. Detective Gumshoe. You get my lollipop. Oh my god, wait, I was joking. Is he actually giving him the lollipop? I'm entrusting this to you. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna hand him his lollipop. What is this, sir? I've never seen one of these before. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's the year 2018, sir. We don't have VHS tapes anymore. During the KG-8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. Oh, it's all coming together. I have a theory on who the leader of the smuggling ring could be. Go for it. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Evidence from KG-8, Faraday had obtained it once, but Ernest Amano had it stolen. This video. Huh. It's all getting closer. I'm warning you. This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. And that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... Whether you use them or not, it's up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad, there is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even now? You really are something else. I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. No! Pops. No! No! Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops, why is this happening? This isn't justice. No, this is sad. Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Oh. Now let's go. Yes, sir. Oh, me too, Kay. That's how I feel. Oh. Is this really the end of a legend? Oh. Man. The videotapes testimony. Oh man. March 15th. Oh, it's the next day. Oh man. Man. That's sad. That's sad. I liked Bad. He was nice. Well, gamers. Let me grab my, watch me jumping around. Let me grab the chat box. I'm crashing.